This is the most frustrating and chaotic ferry I've taken so far in the Philippines. I actually went this route 3 times. I really don't know what to do. This is just absolute madness. This port is just crazy hectic and it's very complicated. This is the ferry from Mindanao to Leyte and vice versa, and it has been the most challenging and frustrating ferry I have taken so far. I've taken it 3 times, and 2 of the times I had to wait 2 days to even get on the ferry, and it's one of the most frequent routes in the Philippines. First I'm gonna explain you how to do it, what is the process, what is the price, what's the schedule. There is no schedule, spoiler alert, and what is the best way you should actually do it, and then I'm gonna show you the actual vlog POV, my experience from taking the ferries 3 times, because it was a lot and kind of adventure. One car started moving without signal, so all the others followed, so I went too. So there are actually 3 companies running car ferries between Mindanao and Leyte, and none of them is very good. And yeah, these are car ferries. There might be more just for the passengers. I'm not really sure about that, but I think if you go this route you will need to get on either of these boats anyway. Let's start from the shortest. The first one is San Ricardo Shipping. I believe they have multiple boats. They run the shortest route. It goes from Liloan to San Ricardo, that is the very southern tip of the eastern Leyte Peninsula. It takes only about an hour, so if you're looking for the fastest way, this is probably the best way, because they also run multiple times a day, and in my experience the communication with the company was the best of these 3, even though that doesn't say much. The second one is Montenegro Shipping Lines, and then go from Leyte to Liloan, which is a little bit farther, so it takes about 4 hours. It costs 3,200, so it's about 300 cheaper than the San Ricardo, which is weird because it goes farther, but that's just how it is. And they actually have 2 boats. They go back and forth all the time, day and night, but the waiting times are long, and yeah, you never know when the boat arrives, and the communication with this company was absolutely disastrous. I absolutely hate it, but I had to take it too. So, and the last option I actually discovered last is Old Sea Transport, that goes from Leyte all the way to Patre Burgos, which might be very helpful if you are looking to go to the southern Leyte for diving sites and other interesting stuff, because that's all in this eastern south Leyte Peninsula. But they have only 1 boat. It's a huge boat. It's mainly used for the trucks, and it can be a bit tricky. There is no schedule. You need to call morning of the day what is the schedule, and just go to the port and wait it out. I tried to take it, but then the boat was cancelled, so I moved to the other port. So to conclude, all the companies are basically the same price. If you are looking for the fastest one, is San Ricardo Shipping, because the boat actually takes only 1 hour and they go multiple times a day, but then you need to drive about 2 more hours than the Montenegro Shipping Lines. And if you are actually going to the southern Leyte, you need to drive like 4 hours more, which then it's not really that fast. If you are just going to go to Tacloban and Manila just straight away, then the Montenegro Shipping Lines might be the best option, because they run more ferries, and they take you a little bit farther so you can rest on the boat. But if you actually want to go to southern Leyte for diving on other stuff, the Poseidon boat might be the best option. We are just getting started. Now I'm gonna get into the actual vlogs, and I'm gonna show you how it actually looks on the spot, because yeah, it's crazy. I would really like if there was a guide like this before. Okay, now let me give you an advice what I think is the best way to actually do this, because yeah, there is not a best way, but this might save you a little bit of time if it does correctly. What I would recommend is going to the port as soon as possible. If you have some stuff to do in Surigao city, then still I would recommend to go to the Lipata port first to just get the ticket or get the ferry schedule, because you never know and it's very likely you are going to be waiting for at least a few hours, maybe even days. So when you arrive at the port, first go to the office of your preferred company and ask them if they have availability and what's their schedule. So we are just about approaching the Lipata port. The San Ricardo shipping was that this very weird building is the San Ricardo shipping. Hello. Yeah. And on the right side there is gonna be the ticketing office of the Montenegro shipping. Yeah, right here it is. They will probably sell you some time, maybe it is fully booked and the next boat is gonna go around this time, but we are gonna start selling tickets around this time, which means you have maybe like 3 hours before they start selling the tickets and like 6 hours before the actual boat. But that's okay, you got the information. If you are in a hurry, you can go to the other company and try to ask there if they have a boat sooner. Then you have few hours to kill, so just go to the city, grab something to eat, just relax and be sure to be at the ticketing office quite soon, or at that time they start selling the tickets, because otherwise it might be booked pretty fast. I got the ticket now. It's just a piece of paper. It's like fucking useless. Well, before the gate there is actually the environmental fee. This is the access road. Here is the main entry port. So first you need to actually go to this little booth to pay the environmental fee, which is 50 pesos. And hey, my friend. After that, hi, how are you doing? Then is the coastal guard. That's like side alley. Farther away, you just show them the registration and your tickets. They give you stamp. And after that you go through this little valley. There is a coast guard booth over there. Then you drive through the main gate to the actual port, and then you need to pay the terminal fee, and there is free window for it. So got a lot more papers. So first you go at this window 1, you present your ticket and your registration, and then you go to the other window to actually pay the terminal fee, which is 129. Yeah, and then you are at the port and you basically just wait for the boat to arrive and for the employees to give you a green light to go on the boat. It looks like there is gonna be a security inspection, but it looks like they don't really stop the car, so well, they stop but not like they search. But we worry the boats can be delayed quite a bit, so the times are not very exact. Sometimes they might get even cancelled and they are gonna tell you like 10 minutes before, so just be prepared for a lot of unusual stuff. Yeah, that's about it. It's not the best, but this is how it is. I hope this was a little bit helpful, because I struggled quite a bit, and yeah, I've taken about like 10 ferries in the Philippines now, and this is definitely the worst experience. It was a lot of frustrating. The communication with the companies was crazy bad, and yeah, lots of unforeseen things. Hit a like if it was any successful, hit the subscribe button if you want to see more videos. Yeah, this is what it is, so just brace yourself and you can do it. See you on the road.